Okay, so if it's successfully updated, why is it doing that? So weird. Hey, oh, where's my chat box then? There we go. Yay! Victory is ours. We have won the day. I can't believe it worked. Yay! Yay! All right. We ain't gonna do no farting around. We gonna get into it. You feel me? You feel me, Rick? You feel me, Ricky D? Get into some scurry shit. Scurry shit. Scurry shit. They come in when they come in, honey. Just you and me. Mm-mm. Got my mute on.
Have you watched so many scary videos that you think you know what to expect? From four-legged creatures to haunted ritual houses, these are 15 scary videos that no one expected. Number 15. Missing a head. Are we seeing what I think we're seeing? Posted to TikTok by Lenore Kongi. This creepy CCTV footage was taken outside of a home in November of 2020 at around 4 p.m. The footage shows a man walking down the street. The man at first appears perfectly normal from far away, but zoom in and you'll see something is off, his head to be exact. Even creepier, the man appears to be carrying something in one hand. Could it be his own head? What do you think? Is this somehow a camera glitch? Or is this Sleepy Hollow all over again? Number 14.
Halloween night, I'm
He's
sure.
watching Don't Look Out the Window, published in November of 2011 by Mr. Jocko van Heerden. A group of friends just hanging out has one more hanger-on than expected in this scary video, filmed in Johannesburg, South Africa. The young people are just chilling in a bedroom when something catches their eye. Turning toward the sliding glass door, an enormous pale creature is standing outside their window watching. The creepy creature's features are vague, and at first it's not hard to tell if what's there is actually a living figure or not, but then it very clearly moves. Someone in the room gasps as the enormous figure lurks out of sight.
Oh, no, bitch.
What is this thing? Is it supernatural or extraterrestrial? And why is it watching them?
Hey, Rick, you ever see is it Signs? Signs, yeah. Remember Signs back in the day? Remember the aliens, and then all the stuff was happening. Some oh, that dude's name's like Signs. Have you seen Signs? Oh my god! But this thing is shaped just like the aliens that were there, and I do think that they would like kind of camouflage themselves. So it looked like that.
I don't think I'd feel safe in that house ever again after this. Number 13. Unknown creature. Is this an elf or a small child? Posted to TikTok by Gonzo de Goose. This scary clip was captured at 3 a.m. on CCTV. The video shows a small figure, the height of a toddler, entering the frame. The figure walks around a vehicle and then disappears between the two vehicles parked in the driveway. The TikToker is wondering if it's a kid or an elf, considering it's 3 a.m. as Gonzo noted. Both options are frightening. Number 12. Haunted happenings. What is standing in the hallway? Posted to TikTok by BV1150, this set of creepy videos has me hiding under the covers. The TikToker is in his room, where he hears a repeated bang coming from his closet. He wakes his friend up, who is sleeping on the floor. And then goes to slide the closet door open and reveal whoever is making the noise. but no one is there. In another of his videos, he appears to find what he was looking for. Unlocking his bedroom door, he opens it, and there's a clear outline of a dark figure standing at the end of a hallway, facing him.
Hey guys, I think this might be the last time.
He quickly slams the door shut and locks it again. Some in the comments of the video suggest that he take a run at it. Others think maybe the creature is just delivering DoorDash. Whatever is happening here, this isn't BV's house anymore.
He just delivering DoorDash. For real? For real? Is that what we doing? Is that what we gonna do? Just gonna blame the DoorDash? Ooh, Bernie, level up the likes. Yes, I agree. I concur.
Because it seems a ghost has taken over. Number 11, Graveyard Ghost Encounters. These two scary videos were both captured in cemeteries. Published by Jesus Guaralajardo in June of 2018. A strange figure appears in the top corner of the footage early in the clip.
You got Easter eggs right there.
The figure seems to fly in and out of view very briefly, after which you can hear what sounds like high-pitched laughter.
Where?
Too creepy for me. In the second video, published by Ghost Adventures of Cornwall in May of 2021, Mark captures a bright greenish yellow orb floating amongst the tombstones.
Whoa, thank you, spirits. Thank you. Thank you for showing yourself. Wow. That's amazing!
Mark is very encouraging of the orb as it appears and then leaves for a moment, only to appear again.
Wow, that's
They don't cut it the
amazing,
fuck
man.
out.
Look
That
at
is a
that.
light
He's showing
flash.
himself. I feel it's a man.
One viewer in the comments says the color yellow is considered positive, so perhaps this is a good spirit. Are these spirits hanging around for their own reasons, or do they reappear to provide the living evidence of the afterlife? Number 10, Ghost.
Don't they ask why he's walking around with this little yellow flashlight? Because that's what happened here. Wow, look at you go, Ghost. You're moving so efficiently. Ugh, Steve, shut the hell up.
Water pump. Even ghosts need a drink. Posted by Real Ghost Videos. This one's hard to explain. In the short clip, people are surrounding this water pump, which appears to be pumping on its own. The leveler moves up and down with nobody pulling it, while everyone whips out their phones to capture evidence of the oddity. Soon a large crowd gathers, wondering what this mysterious magic could be. Some suggest it could be air or water pressure, but others think a djinn must be thirsty. Number 9, four-legged creature. How would you feel if this started chasing you? Published by Diamond Operator in June of 2015, this Russian man got the shock of his life when he was chased by a four-legged monster while out riding his bike. The body cam captures the incident, where the man is riding on a beautiful day, sunny, perfect weather. What could go wrong? He pulls into a park and continues on the bike path. That's when the monster charges out from the grass. He speeds up but turns back to see the mysterious creature chasing after him. It crawls speedily like a little spider, dodging around cars and losing him for a bit, only to later catch up and keep pace. The man is cursing as he tries to lose the monster to no avail. Finally, it catches up to the man, and you can see it only has 4 legs and a skull-like head. It appears to spit venom or something at the man. Which splatters in green all across his body cam. A moment later, the monster is cut off by a car, allowing the man to escape, but considering the venomous liquid projected, who knows if it was too late? Number 8, Graveyard Ghost. Is this a ghost or just the cold? Posted to the r/chills narrator subreddit by...
That was pretty fucking creepy. I'm pretty sure it was from a movie, but it was creepy. Sufficiently creepy. I, I, I'd say it was sufficiently creepy. Let's see. Video. There it is. Check my latency here. Hello. It's me. Hello. It's me. Okay. All right. All right. All right. A good latency. Close. Okay. All right. All right. This one. Okay.
Louis D Vlogs X. This scary video was filmed in a cemetery during a live stream. The video shows old tombstones scattered throughout the graveyard. As the camera pans around, that's when you see it.
Yeah. Like level out. Because it takes ages for the grass to settle.
A semi-transparent figure appears to walk across the screen from right to left. It's so quick that it's difficult to tell what you're looking at. The camera then lands on one of the living crew, and it doesn't seem as though any of them saw this figure in the moment. Some in the comments think it's the cold breath of the crew member that you see moments later, but it certainly looks more solid than a breath in cold air. What do you think? I think some spirits are quite active at this graveyard. Number 7.
No, nothing happened. I was just checking my latency to see, how the latency thing was. I changed my latency so it's a little faster. 'Cause you guys like see stuff a little bit after I do it. And so my daughter explained to me why people use latency. It's only for like video game play so that people can't tell where you are in your video game. Because they'll be able to see where you are and they can target you. So you do latency so it's a little late, So I changed my latency so it's a little closer. It's not so.
Ritual House. If some entity starts throwing things, it's probably best to leave. Published by HD Adam in November of 2021, this scary video explores a ritual house. During his first walkthrough, a strange noise is heard off to the side. Something is in this house with Adam. The fear builds as a door slams shut. Sending the towels shaking on their hooks. Later, while Adam is talking to the camera, the curtains are jerked behind him.
Bir adam vardı ve adamın
The spirits get angrier and throw a bucket when Adam doesn't get the message the first time.
daha ürkütücü hale getireceğine inanıyorum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
And then start throwing the pots. Even scarier, a telephone rings.
Bakın telefon çalıyor.
And when he finds no one on the other end, something knocks on the door. If someone is there, it doesn't reveal itself, but the disturbances continue, with heavy pails falling.
No, Rick, you gotta stay there. You gotta stay in there. You gotta be brave. You gotta be Caucasian-like.
Windows bursting open and doors swinging inexplicably. Later, when Adam does his own ritual, sitting on the floor and burning a
It is funny though that how much he looks around. He's looking around so much, but it's never the direction he's pointing his camera at that the thing happens. I mean, literally, he's like scanning around, and but the only time anything happens is the place where he's not looking.
Candle. A metal object to his right starts to shake aggressively.
Ooh.
A minute later, the lights go out and something else shakes loudly off camera. Would you be able to spend an evening in this haunted house? I can't take a minute more. Number 6, Girl in the Window. Don't Let Her In. Published in November of 2021 by Taja Fact. This CCTV footage is chilling. 2 women are at work in a computer lab when one of them leaves. After a moment, the sliding door slams shut, scaring the young woman who is left alone. Alarmed, she turns in her seat towards the door but later returns to her work. Shortly after, the lights start flickering on and off in the hallway, and a creepy figure is standing in the doorway. It looks like a young woman in white, with her dark hair hanging over her face. When the woman is finally alerted to the figure's presence, she slowly gets up to go look, although we're left to wonder what happens next. Maybe we shouldn't find out. Number 5, Ghost of Stonehenge.
Whatever the movie director decided, because that was clearly a movie.
It's a riddle wrapped inside an enigma. Published by YB Normal in August of 2010, this scary video purports to have captured the ghost boy of Stonehenge. The mysterious site in the UK is estimated to have been built around 3000 BC, although there are many theories as to its arrangement and purpose. The truth is a mystery, and now another mystery to add on top of it. This scary video captures a pale figure appearing in the shadow of an inner stone, placed between 2 larger stones in the outer ring. The figure appears to be standing and then crouches down, but can still be recognized on the stone. Some in the comments think it's just the light, but how would light explain the figure's movement?
The movement, there's a guy over here to the left taking a picture, and he's pointing the camera in that direction. Clearly, he's taking a picture of his friend who's over there. Oh my gosh. The
Number
reach on that one
4,
was
Demon
insane.
House. When demons get aggressive, then it's time to be really afraid. Published by Realidad Alterna in November of 2021. This scary video shows a terrifying, malignant incident caught on camera, captured in a scary haunted house. Tim sets up his camera and immediately hears a strange noise behind him. As he's reading something out loud, a window pane starts opening and shutting like mad.
Underwood.
The lights start flashing in both rooms, and later, with the night vision on, a chair comes flying out of another room. It doesn't look like it's thrown, rather like it rises. But the scariest part is yet to come. As Tim reads a ritual out loud, a chair comes flying behind him, knocking him over, and seated into the chair. Later, he hears strange knocking from the basement. And when he goes to investigate, creepy groans sound distantly, but they seem like they're all around him.
I could do this, but I could never do it by myself. Like, I don't know how people go into these places by themselves at night. Man, it's like literally in this one so far, we're at 100% fake so far. The real Blackula, yeah. We're at 100% fake so far. I'm hoping for something that could pass for real, to come soon. But yeah, so far we're batting 100 on the fake scale. Like, but still, even with nothing to really happen, to go into a place like this, like, 'cause most of the time nothing's happening, but we're still afraid of, certain environments. We're just afraid to be in like an old creepy house at night, no lights, creaky floors. You know what I mean? We create it all in our imagination, the things to be afraid of. But like to go into one of these places by yourself, like it's like Absolute madness.
There is something truly to fear in this demon house. Are you ready to face it? Number 3. Shadow Person. This complex has been abandoned for 20 years due to rumored dark magic being done in the place. It is now believed to be haunted. Published to the r/ghosts subreddit by Kevin ADITM, this scary video was filmed in the abandoned Indonesian housing complex and caught something lurking in the shadows. While trying to communicate with the spirits of this place using a spirit box, the men stand in a hallway waiting for some response. Hearing a noise behind him, the cameraman pans around, and it's then that they receive one, but it's visual rather than audible. A shadow appears momentarily in the corner of an open doorway. It looks like a shadow person peeking out for a moment before pulling back and disappearing. Some in the comments think it's a shadow of the garment hanging by the door, cast at an awkward angle by the light, but others argue that the garment is unable to cast a shadow in that direction because the wall clearly obstructs it. Whose side are you on? Can this be explained by the cloth, or is this footage truly paranormal? I'm siding with the second option for this footage. Number 2, Alcatraz of South America. What prisoners remain inside this South American Alcatraz? Published by TFIL in June of 2021, the channel takes viewers on an overnighter to the abandoned prison island of Isla del Diablo. While taking a tour of the prison courtyard at night,
Cameron?
the entire crew hears something.
What was that?
I heard it over here. Like,
Yeah, we all heard it actually, for once.
As they're peering into a cell, they all jump at a second louder noise.
hello?
That's what the noise
Made fun of me earlier. Made fun of me earlier.
And yet they continue on, and using an EMF meter, they ask the spirits if they're trying to lead them in the direction they're walking, and the light immediately goes green.
Someone get a camera on this. He just said we try to lead us over here.
When they enter the building, the light again goes green.
Same one.
They ask the spirit if he's still here, and again he answers.
Really? Yeah. But that's the green. You gotta keep it on so the camera can see.
Seems they're on the right track, but where are they being led? I just hope these ghosts of prisoners don't have any nefarious intentions for the crew. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're
All right, Cameron, I got a movie for you to watch. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I've seen it 3 times, and it's like a classic on a classic on a classic. Okay? It's called Heidi. Heidi. Okay? This is look, it's a doll movie. Now, bear with me now. It's a doll movie, but like this is the cover. That's the cover. Okay? But it's like, okay, so there's the genre that is like what's it found footage, right? Where they say they found videos in the woods or whatever, and it's a mixture of that and a doll horror movie. And it's done so fucking well. They did such a good job on this movie. The casting, everything. Like no one is anyone that you would recognize. And it feels so real. Like literally everyone just seems like regular people. Like it feels so real. Like they did a very good job of casting this movie. And they don't overdo weirdness with the doll, which I hate. It's like, who's gonna be scared of a fucking doll? Just hold this thing down, pull its head off, and its arms, and let's see what it does next. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna be afraid of that? But they do it in this completely different way. Okay. And they nailed it. And the end, oh boy. So Heidi is the name of the movie that I want you to watch. Okay? Heidi. Heidi. Heidi, like the name Heidi. If I get my camera to focus back up. Okay. She went out of focus on me. Yeah, you watch that, and then I'll give you another list. I'll give you a list of things to watch. Yeah, Heidi. Oh, you'll thank me. If you're a horror movie buff, you will thank me. That right there is a classic inside of a fucking classic. Like, they nailed that shit. When I tell you I'm a critic. I'm a horror lover, but I'm also a horror critic. And they nailed it with that one.
You're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1, haunted abandoned morgue. What do you expect to encounter inside a morgue but the passed away? Published by Kay in September of 2016. This exploration of a haunted abandoned morgue turns cold. Kay and crew arrive at the morgue at night, wandering around it and find a way in. They enter through a piece of metal exterior that has been ripped off. While exploring, they come across the beds where the people are examined.
Oh my god, that's the deathbeds. Wait, mate. That's fucking the deathbeds.
They also spot a creepy message on the wall that reads, "You're not supposed to be here. We will get you." In another room, dripping in red liquid, is the word beware.
Why does it say beware?
Because you wrote it.
Oh my god. What?
Beware of what? Let's see. Down a hallway, they find a mattress on the floor. Apparently, someone is calling this mortuary home.
Is that a microwave here?
They then come across what might be the crematorium, or maybe just where the passed on are kept waiting.
Oh my god, mate. What
That
are
was
these
a
doors?
crematorium, it looked like.
What is kept in there?
At one point, when they've just entered another room, one of the crew turns quickly around and pushes his friends back the other way. That's when they hurry out of the morgue.
You see that nigga's face? Like, his face jammed into the other guy. Like, oh god. Oh my god. Oh, let me open this up. Let me see this. Oh, I gotta do it this way. There we go.
Kay explains that what he saw in the last room was the shadow of a man on the floor. When he entered, the man got up and glass started cracking. Was it the man whose bed they saw in the hallway? Or was this a ghost that was about to cause true havoc? If you can't handle scary videos, you might want to skip these 10 because these are the scariest videos that should be banned
Man.
from the internet.
Damn, Biome so funny.
There's an explanation for everything, right? Wrong. These top 10 scary videos cannot be explained. Number 10, Dragged by a Ghost, published to YouTube by Scary Videos in November of 2015. This creepy
When the Blair Witch Project came out, I remember I was still in Maryland back then, and that was like not far from where the whole thing supposedly happened. And they sold it so well that it was, because it was so new, it was such a new thing that we barely, there were rumors running around town and stuff about people talking about, yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that back in the day. And it turned out it was all fake, but it was they created the hype so well that it turned into a real thing there. And then you don't really figure it out when you watch it until like because I watched it as soon as it came out, of course. Of course, I was right there, front row. But at the end you figure it out kind of that oh, this shit ain't fucking real because if it were then like you know it's just clearly not real, right? And then you see the people doing the little tour for the movie. Clearly that gives it away. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are not dead. This isn't right. You know. I thought you died in the woods. How are you here at the premiere? Bars. But I liked it. I was like, I thought it was like kind of was pretty genius. The way that it was done, the shot. Remember the nose, the snotty nose, the up close snotty nose shot. I liked it. It was scary for back then. You know.
CCTV footage shows a terrifying incident with a shadow ghost. According to the video, this incident occurred in an IT park in November of 2015. Around 6 p.m., a man is walking down the hallway. His shadow is cast on the wall at the end of the hall. As he turns the corner, another shadow suddenly springs from the adjacent hallway, running him into a corner. The man is thrown up against the wall by this evil shadow. He falls to the ground and the shadow drags him by the ankle across the corner. Somehow he manages to pull himself loose and flee, while the shadow figure stands for a moment and then disappears. It's just good he got away. I bet you'll never look at your shadow the same way again. Number 9, werewolf.
Jesus, that looked crazy. Why do people do things like this? If that's not real, then I want to sue somebody because that's not okay to get my hopes all up like that. That's what they do, y'all. Get my hopes up. Like, oh, how dare you pretend to be dragged and not really be dragged? I want you to be dragged. That's
With
what I
a
want.
name like Forest of the Black Cross, this place is bound to experience some shady supernatural happenings. Captured and published to YouTube in July of 2021, the crew are filming at night in the dark and haunted forest, and what they encounter does appear to be supernatural. Something is disturbing the forest, and as they zero in on it, they spot the dreaded figure amongst the thick brush. The scary footage captures the face of a wild beast with glowing orange eyes, sharp features, and a gray tone. It looks unlike any other forest creature, and unlike any human figure at that. The crew rightly freaks out, and as a deep growl rumbles through the forest, they flee as fast as their legs will carry them. As they race away, howling is heard into the night. Were they really faster than this werewolf, or did the wolf simply find other more alluring prey? Number 8, creature on the roof. This scary video captured an inhuman humanoid figure lurking over a human habitat, and it has been trending in the Spanish-speaking YouTube community. Taken in someone's backyard, you first see a pool with trees beyond. It looks as though the cameraman is searching for something in the foliage. He then turns to the roof of the home. The roof at first seems to be empty, but when the cameraman turns completely to the right, this terrifying figure is spotted. Its fleshy skin is a raw sunburnt pink, its limbs are somewhat elongated, its shoulders are hunchbacked, and its pinhead is on a neck that's uncannily long. The creepiest part of it is that the figure is looking right at him. It stays still for a second, its eyes glowing as it watches the unsuspecting cameraman, before leaping with cat-like reflexes over the other side of the roof and out of sight. If this footage is real, then I have no idea what this thing possibly was. Number 7, playful poltergeist. What's haunting this house?
Any guesses on what that might have been, you guys? Anybody want to take a guess as to what that was? Pretty fucking weird, I'd say. That's a pretty fucking weird thing to see. You know, it's pretty odd. Yeah, for sure. Last of Us Part 2, and it had zombies and all the chaos in it. Yeah, I don't like zombie games. I don't like how it's like you gotta get so many of them and then they come right up on you. Like my nerves, it messes with my nerves.
House, published to YouTube by Mellowbird in March of 2020. This homeowner set up security cameras all around to find out. Let's take a look. The first camera shows the attic. At the very beginning of the clip, a ball is thrown from one corner of the attic. The poltergeist wants to play.
Ain't no poltergeist. That's a homeless person named Steve.
A lot of scary sounds are heard, and something else is thrown at the far end of the room.
I'll be like,
A second camera is poised above the bathroom. The carpet is seen moving steadily across the floor, while the toilet paper flings over on its own. A third camera is situated in a closet or storage shed. Here, a heavy piece of metal is thrown from a shelf, while two indiscernible things fall from above. A couple more heavy metal objects are thrown from above and from the side. Back in the bathroom, a sponge leaps from a high shelf in the shower. In the bedroom, a mirror moves and the clothesline starts to spin. Lastly, the Phantom has had enough of the invasion of privacy and takes matters into his own hands. He starts to throw the camera around, making a whole lot of noise. Is this poltergeist just playing?
That's what I don't get. How they be so quiet when they be filming these things? Like I would be screaming and cussing for sure. Like I would be cussing like a sailor. I mean, I'm always cussing like a sailor, but I would be ultra cussing like a sailor. I would be extra sailory. For sure.
Hopefully it's not something more nefarious. Number 6. Google Ghosts. Images sometimes crop up on Google Maps Street View that are incredibly suspect. This Google capture is a bit more supernatural. Published to YouTube by The Hidden Underbelly 2.0 in August of 2018. This image was captured at Martha Chapel Cemetery in Huntsville, Texas. As one of the country's oldest cemeteries, Martha Chapel was built in the early 19th century. According to travel guide expert Dana Goolsby, the road leading to the cemetery is nicknamed Demon's Road. It earned this nickname from alleged encounters with the spirits that haunt the area. According to Goolsby, visitors to the cemetery sometimes find large handprints on their vehicles. Is something supernatural making its mark? According to the Houston Chronicle, the Google Maps Street View image was uploaded to YouTube in August of 2018, where it started trending. The image shows headstones near a fence line, surrounded by trees. Behind one of these trees hides a ghostly little girl. The grayish tint of her skin gives her a phantom glow as she peers around the corner of the tree. But wait, that's not the only haunting figure in view. Behind the fence line, walking amongst tall tombstones, is a dark cloaked figure. The phantom being definitely looks out of place. Maybe the cloaked figure is seeking this girl. We hope it doesn't find her. Number 5. Abandoned Church. Another poltergeist is haunting an abandoned church, and this one isn't so playful. Published to YouTube in July of 2021, this abandoned church has some supernatural visitors. Inside the church, amongst the whistling in the wilderness, something thuds nearby. The boys hold still, trying to listen for more unexplained noises. Moments later, they are standing there, casting light on the wall, when a distant, low-pitched moan is heard in the background. Well, in what looks like a basement space with lots of old items stored, a blast of sound is heard in the next room.
Güey, ¿qué pedo?
Ven,
Güey,
ven. Se oyó acá, se oyó
¿qué
allá.
pedo?
Se oyó allá, güey.
Something heavy
Oh, to be so fearless. What it must be like to be so fearless.
and out of sight was thrown on the ground. As the boys attempt to speak to the spirit, another strange moan sounds faintly.
La. Uy, cabrón.
And then a couple of shelf doors are slammed shut with great force. In another area of the haunted church, several small successive thuds are followed by a strange double beep. They quickly get away from that space. Later, when peeking around a corner, a cabinet door slowly closes. Whatever is closed isn't caught on camera. Not long after, a big heavy door slowly opens before being jarringly half shut. They approach the door. There is nothing on the other side. As the scary video wraps up, one of the crew is taking in a dark room when they hear a faint noise in the darkness.
Como lo hicimos en aquella ocasión que entramos a este.
They look over, shining a light there but find nothing. What is following them through this church? Perhaps a demon that couldn't be redeemed. Number 4, Stranger in the House. Fear Hides Here. Published to YouTube in July of 2021, this investigative team encountered something sinister. While investigating in broad daylight, the crew only just enters the creepy abandoned house when a scary loud racket is heard.
Mau cheiro insuportável. Pelo amor de Deus. Mas nem chegamos aqui. O que foi isso?
Something is thrown against the wall in another room and sounds like it breaks apart. In one room, the investigators break out an EMF sensor, which starts beeping dramatically when it's held up toward one part of the ceiling.
Ah, será que dá pra olhar aqui em cima aqui, ó? Ó, parei.
One of the crew boosts another up to the crawl space in the ceiling to see what's triggering the device. It looks like the crawl space was being lived in at one point, as a pair of shoes and a book or pamphlet is up there amongst the soot and garbage. As they realize the book is a diary, banging is heard in the next room. Something is opening and closing the door.
Tá cheio de nome, mano.
Caramba, cara.
Foi isso, cara?
Não sei, foi só pegar isso aqui.
Olha aqui a porta, cara. Olha a porta.
Nossa, velho! Que isso, mano?
It looks like the hidden figure doesn't want that diary to be read. The cameraman checks outside, but there's nothing. A short while later, another bang is heard, and that's when the diary spontaneously combusts. Cameraman is holding the diary when a corner of the paper catches fire. He throws it to the ground in surprise.
Ô, vamos ficar esperto, porque aqui é eternite, mano. Se varar alguma coisa aqui. Olha lá, ali, ó, tá caindo.
That must have been the cameraman's diary. He must have accidentally sat it down. One of the guys found it. He was like, oh my God, I gotta destroy it. I gotta destroy it before they read it and find out how I feel inside.
Ali, ó. Ei, ô, negócio. Oxi, velho.
Pegou fogo do nada?
When he picks it back up, a glass breaks in the next room.
Nossa, cara. Cara, o negócio começou a pegar fogo aqui do nada. Tem uns símbolos aqui, ó.
O que tá escrito aí em volta desse símbolo?
Puta que pariu, o que é isso?
Velho.
Causing him to throw it down again. When they gain the courage to pick it up again, another bang is heard, although its source remains unseen.
Tinha um Lúcio Te Adoro por aqui. Toma, filho.
Ô, que é isso, velho? Puta que pariu.
Nossa, mano. As abelhas.
Mano, será que esse... Nossa, mano.
They enter another room, clearly afraid of what's going on around them and the entity that they've made angry.
Será que
Sai da porta, espera ela se esconder um pouco, velho.
Que jeito, cara. Aqui, o negócio tá caindo aqui, velho. Aqui, ó.
Aqui é laje, vem aqui, aqui é laje. Vem pra cá.
Puta que pariu, a casa vai cair, mano.
Feio, a gente ficou... Vai ficar preso aqui um tempo, mano.
Later, they are simply
I saw something through the hole on the ceiling. Let's see. That's cool, babe.
Tinha um Lúcio Te Adoro por aqui. Toma, filho.
Ô, que é isso, velho? Puta que pariu.
Nossa, mano. As abelhas.
Mano, será que esse... Nossa, mano.
They enter another room, clearly afraid of what's going on around them
watch the
and the
holes in the
entity
ceiling.
that they've made angry.
Será que
Sai
esse...
da porta, espera ela se esconder um pouco, velho.
Que jeito, cara. Aqui, o negócio tá caindo aqui, velho. Aqui, ó.
Aqui é laje, vem aqui, aqui é laje. Vem pra cá.
Puta que pariu, a casa vai cair, mano.
Feio, a gente ficou... Vai ficar preso aqui um tempo, mano.
Later, they are simply standing in a room capturing video when a fire lights beneath one crew member's feet unbeknownst to him.
E agora, velho?
This ghost is a pyromaniac.
Tá pegando fogo aí, feio.
Another runs towards him and pulls him away, and the fire goes out on its own. For the grand finale, they enter the main room, and one of the crew appears to see something in a gap in the roof. A scary shadow leaves the gap as something breaks, causing the crew to vacate the premises ASAP.
Caraca, feio.
Mano, vamos... Como é que... E agora, cara? Ali, ó. Puta que pariu. Vamos...
Nossa, mano.
Nossa, velho. Vai, sai. Sai.
What was in that diary? Something incriminating? We'll never know because the spirit doesn't want us to. Number 3, mysterious
diary and
McPike
took off, honey.
Mansion. Known as the McPike Mansion, the 19th century St. Louis home is pitched on Mount Lookout. The homeowner claims the enormous mansion is haunted by the former owner and his servants, which has prompted many haunted tours of the place and invited many a paranormal investigator to appeal to the spirits within. This investigation clearly turns up some evidence that the home is indeed haunted. Published by The Paranormal Files in August of 2021, this haunted house is undeniably disturbing. While downstairs, they hear a thumping noise coming from above.
Definitely stuff going on. What the was that? There's somebody down here. Hello?
As they're listening in, looking at the ceiling above them, another scary noise hits too close to home. It seems that something is down there with them. While they try to determine
They're like a crunching sound. Y'all quiet in the chat.
what that something is, the thumping sound occurs above them yet again. This time, it sounds like footsteps are crossing over the landing above. As they're about to call it a day and leave the cellar, one of the sensors goes off.
Oh, what the f***? The moment I stepped in here. Yeah, this is the first time this has gone off.
beeping incessantly, the sensors repeatedly sound off, sometimes pausing before beeping again. Later, as they're leaving, they spot a load of centipedes on the wall, spiders hanging overhead, and Colin feels as though something touched or landed on his shoulder.
Yeah, centipede. Duh.
Come out with the light. I can't see what I'm even dealing with. Oh, he's gone.
Is it the hand of whatever was making so much noise within, or a wolf spider going for a ride?
Yeah,
Not sure which is worse. Number 2, mysterious Randonautica misadventure. Randonautica can sure be random, but then again it's eerily spot on. Published to YouTube in January of 2021, Chelsea Luna writes, "This is my first time trying Randonautica, and I was so excited to have my friends Omar from Omar Gosh TV, James from The Fam, and Carlos from Carlos The Fam joining me on this adventure." And just like that, the adventure begins. They're driving along when something hits the back of their car.
What was that? What was that? Bro, there's something just hit the back of the car.
It sounds like a rock or a pebble. They stop to see if something is back there, but they come up short. In the
I was wanting to try the Randonautica thing, but I never quite had it in me to do it.
distance, something is heard. It sounds like coyotes or something.
Is that a coyote?
Stop.
Whatever it is scares the group, and they hurry to get in the car and lock the doors. Later, as they're driving by a bunch of tires, a strange growl is heard.
Monster.
What is that?
What? No. You heard something?
It sounded like a growl.
Yeah, it sounded like a growl.
They continue on. A strange sound effect that the crew missed is heard in the background. It almost sounds like a disembodied voice is screaming, and it says, "You."
Oh, I want to get
Bro, you didn't say at the last look.
At one point, they're taken to the statue of an angel defeating a demon. Carlos says he was thinking about an angel, so this is a bit freaky that the app drew them here. Does this creepy adventure make you want to never use Randonautica again? Because that's definitely the case for me. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1, grocery ghost. Ghosts appear in the unlikeliest of places. Published to YouTube in February of 2012, Mad Mup writes, "This is actual unedited security camera footage recorded by myself using my phone. The gate captured in the security footage is locked with a padlock. According to Mad Mup, the padlock was firmly locked 5 minutes earlier, and someone working in the warehouse had gone to the keys, and then this happened. The CCTV footage shows the gate being pushed roughly, then you can see the padlock unlocking and twisting open on its own, allowing the gates to swing wide. There's absolutely no one around. Is this the work of a warehouse ghost who just doesn't want to punch out, or is it something not paranormal altogether? But it seems like it just can't be explained to me." If you don't want to bust your phone by throwing it across the room, then don't watch these scary videos. Skip some scary videos for your own sanity, but these top 10 videos are something you need to see. Number 10, basement flood. If this man had stepped to safety a moment later, he wouldn't have made it. Published in September of 2021 by Eyewitness News ABC 7NY. In this scary video, a young man is seen wading calmly across his flooded basement. The water is about to his shins.
which environment? What kind of environment? You said, how would I survive in that environment? Which one? Which one? I don't think you mean the water, because I think you put that up before. Did you put that up before or after? Would survive any environment with my wisdom and just kidding. God, I always like to say, you know, if there was ever a zombie apocalypse, is my go-to. If there was ever a zombie apocalypse, I would be like, man, I'm definitely not gonna be, you know, part of this last chosen few to get to survive. I'm not. I can't even run, y'all. Like I got shitty knees. Like I can't even run for God's sake. I'm fucked. If the zombie apocalypse coming, they gonna get me first. And I ain't even gonna try to get away. Like, man, I ain't spending my last little moments fucking my knees up even more. Like I'm not I'm gonna be a classic quitter.
Just as he makes it to the stairs, the flood crashes through the outer wall in a terrifying rush, pushing everything to the back wall. All the furniture and other items in the basement crash against the supporting beams and bob around the rapidly rising water. The boy's mother and brother were trapped in the basement for a time as they had been trying to empty the water when things came crashing down. They were sure they were going to pass away and they called family to say their goodbyes. However, thankfully, her husband and the boy seen here were able to help them escape. Though the process was arduous, the brother who was trapped struck a tile from the ceiling so he had room to breathe as the water rose rapidly, while his mother clung to a boiler on the other side of the basement and eventually escaped out a window. This narrow escape is a reminder of the quick and sudden dangers of flash floods. The mother, Janice, is quoted by the Daily Mail as saying, "We're definitely going to live differently, enjoying everything. Every day is precious. I'm just happy everyone is all right."
I know,
Number
right?
9,
Like, my knees hurt.
Ghostly. Who wants a ghost making a cameo in their video? Cross-posted on Reddit, this throwback shows Kylie encountering a ghost over a decade ago. Kylie is dancing in the video and pauses for a moment, which is when this mysterious guy creeps into frame over her shoulder. The guy moves into view and seems to be reaching for something before he pulls out of frame. Kylie turns around because she sees the figure on screen, but he's no longer there. The whole thing is very freaky. According to commenters, Kylie appeared on a podcast called Ghosted and spoke about this experience. A quote from Kylie in the description of the video says, "This was extremely scary to me, only because the ghost in this video looks so much like my ex Billy, who was in Iraq at the time this video was made. Is this a profile of a ghost? And is this ghost playing tricks on Kylie? I guess this mystery will remain unsolved." Number 8, Evil Ghost. This Jinn Ain't Playin', published by Deranged Sajib in May of 2021. This Arabian ghost hunter captures a jinn on camera. While inside an abandoned building, a creepy robed figure crosses the room and enters another, but part of its robe still trails behind. The cameraman approaches the robe but finds it's a discarded piece of clothing, and the jinn is nowhere in sight. Then a loud bang is heard.
Yeah, I'll be a zombie.
The
I'm
jinn
just
is
gonna
later
be a
found in
zombie.
another room where he stands
is what it
facing a
is, you
corner
know?
while something on the ground sends smoke into the air. As the room gets smokier, a strange whisper is heard, and the robed jinn gets more and more obscure. Then suddenly he darts to the side. The cameraman runs after him, but in the haze, the jinn has vanished. Where to, though, we can only guess. As he seems to have reached a dead end, the cameraman finds the jinn again later sitting on a high ledge, and in another clip, he hears a horrifying scream coming from a separate building. He goes to investigate but finds nothing.
Bismillah, Bismillah.
my god, you gonna go in?
The jinn is then seen in a fire. He is ascending from the flames, becoming angrier and angrier, so angry that he throws something at him.
لوين اقرب؟ لوين اقرب؟ وين؟ وين؟ امير موت.
Things get weirder until the cameraman finds someone hanging upside down. How could he be hanging like this? It has to be paranormal. The jinn, standing still in the corner, starts laughing manically, and toward the end of the video, he starts to move.
أحمد بسم الله أحمد نزلوا.
Did these two make it out alive? Even if they did, they will be scarred for life. Number 7, light it up. Knock knock, don't answer. This is just one more in a creepy line of doorbell videos. This one perpetrated by a woman in a dressing gown carrying a lighter. While under the influence, a Liverpool woman approached a home where she was caught on a doorbell camera holding a flame up before she then went and lit a trash can on fire. The trash can produced toxic fumes in a home that was up for sale. No one was living there at the time. While we could theorize why she did it, apparently she doesn't even know. The perpetrator pled guilty to arson and was sentenced to 27 months behind bars. Number 6, haunted restaurant. Order up. These restaurant workers certainly didn't order a haunting with a side of poltergeist. Published by Lady Boss in April of 2020, this compilation examines a strange sequence of events at a haunted restaurant as Lady Boss attempts to communicate with the ghost or ghosts that are said to haunt this place. Footsteps are heard in another room.
Ghost, are you here right now?
Later, as she talks through a spirit box, the ghost says, "Here is all I'm doing." When asking if the spirit passed away in a car incident, what sounds like a car horn beeps through the speakers, and the spirit says yes.
There's a horn honking.
Later in the kitchen, security cameras capture things moving mysteriously on their own. While one cook is chopping parsley, a metal container nearby shifts to the left. At a later date, one of the chefs places a set of tongs down on the counter, and a moment later it spins round, falling to the floor. On another occasion, a chef is in the kitchen on his own. When he goes to the back door which leads outside, he looks around but nothing is there. But upon closer inspection, you can see movement in the crack of the doorway. Lots of strange things continue to happen. A metal container moves across the prep table on its own, and later a pot lid moves by itself, startling the cook who is standing nearby. There's definitely something in this restaurant, but what it is anyone's guess. Number 5,
It's the
let me
boogeyman.
in. Someone's trying to get inside. Posted on the r/ghosts subreddit by throwaway615618, the redditor writes, "The door handle to our deck jiggled by itself last night. Security camera footage shows the event in question. The girl and her cat seem to hear the sound of the jiggling handle as they both look up at about the same time. On closer inspection, the door's handle is seen moving up and down. The redditor said she noticed it in other footage earlier that night as well, and the strange thing is that she leads ghost tours. Did a ghost follow her home, or is some creeper trying to get inside?" Redditor Lil B1190 tries to calm everyone, writing, "Don't worry, the ghost can't even work a doorknob. Let's hope it stays that way." Number 4, Peekaboo. Originally published by 3AMR, this is not the hide and seek you signed up for. The video shows a couple of guys wandering through an abandoned structure. It's not clear what they're looking for until they find it. Between two cement walls, a creature peeks, its eyes glowing, its face skull-like. The creepy figure is there for just a moment before it quietly disappears behind one of the cement walls. Was this what these guys were looking for? If it was, I'm sure they would regret everything.
No,
Number
absolutely
3,
not.
Poltergeist. Only because the ghost in this
Whoops.
Originally published by 3AMR, this is not the hide and seek you signed up for. The video shows a couple of guys wandering through an abandoned structure. It's not clear what they're looking for until they find it. Between two cement walls, a creature peeks, its eyes glowing, its face skull-like. The creepy figure is there for just a moment before it quietly disappears behind one of the cement walls. Was this what these guys were looking for? If it was, I'm sure they would regret everything. Number 3, Poltergeist Sleepover, Seek and Ye Shall Find, published by Seeker of Ghosts. This ghost hunter gets zero sleep during his night in this scary and mysterious haunted apartment, communicating through light and noise.
I don't get scared. Cap. Okay, so, no, I didn't get scared there because nothing happened. But I do get scared. And I appreciate it when it does happen. We're going to get through this little part of this little piece here. And, no, we're halfway through. We finished this video up. And then,
sensors, the spirit reveals itself straight away. Soon after, the door to the outside, which was wide open, swings slightly closer but remains ajar. Although this could be explained by a draft, let's see if the spirit interacts further. While exploring the home a bit more, the man enters the toilet and then a loud noise is heard. It's not clear from where. He scans the ceiling but can't find the source. As he's setting up a tripod to capture any activity in the room, activity occurs right behind him. It sounds like a piece of metal is being clanged against something. He leaves the room, letting the tripod sit there, but soon the camera is moving on its own. It appears as though the spirit is knocking against it. Later, as he is wandering around the home again, he asks the spirit to give a sign, and the spirit answers in kind. A clanking against the floor is heard. In the next room, you can see what the clanking is. A chair next to the desk leans back for a moment before the front legs land on the floor. The camera on the tripod moves again slightly. A little later, that same chair falls over and a wooden stick is thrown from behind the camera. The ghost hunter hears it from the next room and attempts to open the door,
know, right?
but it seems to be jammed. He finally gets it open. Later, as he attempts to get some shut-eye in this haunted home, the spirit goes crazy. A loud noise is heard, followed by a noise like something is trying to get out of a closet or a cupboard. He awakes and hears more banging.
that nigga is really trying to get your attention. Look at that. I mean, could he have made any more noise? It wasn't until the last noise finished making the sound, and all of a sudden he's like, huh? Is someone there? The ghost is like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I wake you?
Then he gets up to look for the source of the sound, but again cannot find it. When he tries to go back to sleep, the noises are heard again. Even scarier, a faucet is turned on. You can hear the sound of rushing water. After a sleepless night, the ghost hunter can draw one conclusion. There is a poltergeist in this house, and it doesn't want him to be there. Number 2, 1970s mystery. When responding to an old friend's scary story about how he may have been an accomplice in a 1970 life-taking, the Paranormies team ended up in an abandoned town of Piney, where they dug deeper to find out the truth. They published their findings in May of 2021, entering an abandoned room of what we assume is this site of the alleged life-taking. The team hears something jiggling. It seems to be coming from the door.
Dude.
The key is moving in the lock and continues as they approach it.
Hang on. What the fuck is that?
And it just stops.
They look around the corner to see if there's something behind the door, and the jiggling stops instantly. Later, as they're trying to communicate with spirits in the vicinity, it sounds like a creepy disembodied voice says, "Mommy," although the guys don't seem to hear it or make note of it in the video. While they continue trying to speak to the spirit and ask if bad things like life takings happened here, a bang is heard in the entrance of the home. Shortly after, 3 strange noises happen in a row, what sounds like a dog or a wolf howling, a click, and then some rustling.
Is your name Dennis?
Ah, Steve.
They hear a noise in the other room and capture a creepy shadow on the wall. The shadow is very distinctly a figure. When they shine their flashlight there, it disappears. Another noise is heard, and they think it's the spirit of Dennis. They search the home and ask Dennis to make another noise if he's here. He does.
Dennis, if you're in here, make another noise.
Continuing their search, they hear a bang on the roof.
I hear nothing.
Yep.
Oh my.
Dennis is getting louder and more formidable. They entered a room where they saw something standing in the doorway, but noticed it for only a split second.
There was something standing here, right?
What's that?
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Something was standing right
It
here.
looked like something was standing right here.
In another room, they hear distinct footsteps upstairs.
Like she was saying, he's so emotional.
That's footsteps.
They go upstairs to investigate, and then it seems the spirit has moved downstairs.
Whoa.
This
Footsteps
ghost playing
again.
games.
They
honey.
shout to the spirit to make a loud noise if it's Dennis. The bells go off. As the bells continue to ring, the spirit box says Ryan, which is one of the investigators' middle names.
They're still moving. They're still moving. Ryan, that's my middle name.
It said your middle name?
It said my middle name. Look, the bells are still moving.
They hold the EMF meter to the bells, and for a moment it spikes. Then the spirit box says Emily.
Emily.
Emily?
Emily.
They also hold the EMF meter up to an old abandoned shoe. Again, the meter spikes. They note that the spirit box says kicked when they saw the shoe earlier. With a Ouija board set out later, a glass breaks loudly in the next room.
Out of here.
Holy.
When they hear another noise, they ask if it's Dennis, and he responds in kind. Then, for the finale, something falls, glass breaks, everything breaks.
Oh, dude, get up.
The boys rush out of there as John says it sounds like everything is falling apart.
Yes.
Even as they reach their car, you can still hear glass breaking in the house behind them.
Oh man.
It's time to leave Dennis and the mysterious life-taking that happened here to its own end. I wouldn't go back to that house ever again. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. Mud Volcano. The natural world offers some amazing phenomena. Colombia is home to several active
Which voice sounds too audible? Oh yeah. Oh no, that is audible. It's a device that that like the little, if you ever watch these kind of these kind of videos, so they use this machine that like it like scans through like thousands and thousands of radio stations to try to like pick up on like because sometimes they say that like the paranormal can like send, like they can speak through this kind of stuff, but it gets all like messed up. So it's like a machine thing that does that, but then they have one now where it'll it'll go ahead and just say it through this machine. Whatever words that it pick up, it'll say it through this machine. And the voice is a regular voice, like thing that just says the word. So that's why it's not that voice you're hearing is not the ghost voice. It's just the sound of the machine thing. Its voice making that sound, whatever the noise, whatever the word was that was said. That's why it sounds so clear. That's not like the ghost saying, "Emily, Steven, is that you?" No, that's not it.
To volcanoes, including a couple of what are known as mud volcanoes, also known as mud domes. These formations are not true volcanoes by definition, as they do not produce lava and are not always created or active as a result of magmatic activity. They have produced mounds which visually resemble volcanoes, however. With mud spewing out from the stack, the town of Arboltes, located in the northwest of the country, has one of these occurrences, albeit bearing a resemblance of a large pond or even a tar pit. Residents were alarmed when another eruption-like event began just before Christmas 2019. As the video shows, several massive bubbles break the surface, disrupting the top layer. While understandably anxious over the developments, experts declared there was nothing to be afraid of. The dome was simply releasing gas built up in its depths, not at a rate to be alarmed about. According to readings, it was methane gas being emitted as a result of recent seismic activity, so it's good to hear these residents have nothing to worry about. But
That look like the Loch Ness Monster coming up to me. What if it's something weird down there at the bottom, you know? Escaping from a lower layer. No, that's a lake, isn't it? Not even the ocean, it's a lake.
I imagine seeing this without that information would be quite terrifying, to say the least. What are you afraid of? From shadow people to demon stalkers, these top 10 scary videos will even scare the devil.
Okay. All right. I made it. Yeah. Your girl is sleepy. I was only supposed to be in that other live. I was going to be in there for like maybe an hour and a half. And then I was going to come right over here and spend the whole night doing this. But that did not happen. It's very easy to get like, it's like time flies. If y'all never start doing live stream, just know this. When you do it to where you bring people in and stuff, time flies very, very quickly. Like, I know it seems like a long time people be in it, and it don't feel like it. It don't feel like that long, but that was like, what, 5 hours? That was going on 6 hours in that other chat. So this is an hour and 19 minutes in. We gonna call it a night, y'all. Your girl is tired. She's tired. She's so sleepy. But I fucked with y'all so hard that y'all come over here with me. Y'all sat over there with me all that time, and then here you come. Follow me right back over here to watch some scurry shit. My favorite thing to do. I do appreciate you. You. Ooh, ooh. We'll definitely be on here this weekend doing some more chatty chat. It's nice to see y'all actually come up, open up your cams and everything. That's dope. That's pretty dope. Most live streams and stuff, people come up, but they don't never actually cam up. Cool as shit. I appreciate you. You know I love you. And I will don't sing. Now I have to sing because you told me not to. And I'm a rebellious son of a gun. I love you too, Rick. Here you go. Come on, bring it in. Virtual hugs. Oh, there we go. I'll catch y'all later. Y'all sleep tight. Mama love you. Mama love you. Night, my GTs. Mwah.